ladies and gentlemen, I say this for last because this is going to get a little murky. And look, I'm only doing this because I got to expose the bullshit, okay? Patrick BetDavid, that's it. Patrick BetDavid is an entrepreneur. He's a serial entrepreneur. I think he's into real estate and self-help, and he runs valuetainment on YouTube. He's got a lot of followers and a lot of people watching his shit. I know he has some great interviews like Mike Tyson, like Kobe Bryant, rest in power. So he's very successful in what he does. Here's where I got a problem. I don't have a problem that he has a business. I don't have a problem that he's successful. I have a problem that he's full of shit. And when I see people that are full of shit, whether it be Bill Maher or name someone else full of shit, Jim, real quick. Ari Spears. I call him out on it. Patrick BetDavid put this tweet out. I responded. We had a back and forth on Twitter, and then he caped out, or he crapped out like a coward. But here's what happened. So this guy told Patrick that capitalism sucks. And Pat didn't like that. Patrick's response is, it does for those who don't work, for those who don't read books to learn ways to improve, for those who feel the world owes them something, for those with an entitled attitude, for those who complain for a living, for those who have a victim mentality. So I saw this, and I said, this guy's full of shit. I said, I can't stand this guy's bullshit. Black people are 13% of the population and 50% of the homeless population. And this snake oil salesman reduces the causes down to some quick-fire bullet points on his Anthony Robbins try harder chart. Insulting AF. Okay. So, yeah. I came at him hard. I said my thing. Then I said this. I said, these guys always make it seem like if they did something, everyone else can do it. They also leave out all the people they fucked over in the process. Okay. So he responded to me, and I didn't think he did. I went on about life, doing what I do. Anyway, he made some comments back and forth with me, okay? He's like, hey, victim mentality, you don't work hard, or this is what's wrong with your people and my people. He was saying his, Middle Easterns that he knows have a victim mentality, just like black people have a victim mentality. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Here we go. He said, so you think your mindset's helping your community? Your last comment, they always leave out all the people they fucked over in the process. I interpret that as the only way to make it is to the top is to screw people over. Yeah, then he went on to say, as a Middle Eastern who grew up with a father who worked as a cashier at a 99-cent store in Inglewood, California, I could have easily brought it to the same mindset you're selling. So now I'm selling a mindset. Only person selling something was him. I'm not in the self-help business. Anyway, he said there are a lot of similarities with my culture and yours in constantly playing the victim role. Yeah, Johnson. Yeah. Now we got a problem. See, Patrick, I would love to come on your show, and fuck that, you can come on my show because I'm going to embarrass you so badly that I'll get more views on my own platform. I'd probably do better if you coming on my show. And you've already turned me down. You said I was mean to you. I insulted you, so have a good day. Listen to me. You're in America, and you have all this access to shit. Because that's victim mentality, black folks, made it so your ass could have access to all this shit. Okay? Nothing I hate more than people that come to America from Iran, benefit from the struggle of black people, and then have some shit to say out their mouth slick about black people not working as hard as them. Yeah, we all got victim mentalities, huh? Let's cover a couple things. America's not been very friendly to the blacks. Yeah, it bears mentioning. I know it gets old for you. You think it gets old for you, us bringing it up? Try living this shit. But for instance, There's been all types of massacres that happened to black people in America. Now, we're not talking about what happened to your country, because you can still be in your country. You're in America. And we're talking about black Americans, and you're the one talking about what black people need to do and what black people's mentalities are. I wonder how many black people you hired. Yeah, I think it's a telltale sign, right? Because you must not hire many Iranians or Middle Easterns. And it sounds like you don't have that many blacks, because you didn't say white people have a victim mentality. I don't know where you were on January 6th. What the fuck you thought that was? Back to my broader point. America's been very inhospitable to black people, to say the least. They bombed our churches, not just in the 1800s. They shot up our churches. 9 parishioners killed in 2015? Charleston, South Carolina. We've had race riots, which are basically us being slaughtered by the whites. Forced migration, the Great Migration, black people fleeing for their lives. In fact, there's been almost 4,500 lynchings in America. 4,500. Who do you think that was mostly of? Like 90%. Black people. And that number is grossly underreported. Not that you give a shit, Patrick BetDavid. I bet you don't give a shit. Yeah, because you got to sell books, or you got to sell this program, or you got to sell a dream. Black people have been through hell in America. And we got the scars to prove it. And the main people that benefit from it are you guys. People like you, Pat. People like you, Pat. And let's face it, Pat. Most people look at you, I guess they could tell you something, but you're closer to white. And we all know how Middle Easterns treat black people. Dark-skinned black people, darker-skinned people, you treat us like shit. Just like a lot of white people in America. Just like the culture of America treated us like shit. For you to act like you don't understand that, for you to bring it up, for you to bring that up, and for you to talk shit about black people have a mentality problem, I just learned this weekend, I didn't even know this. You know that Emmett Till story we hear all about? Everyone hears about the poor kid. 14-year-old Emmett Till killed because he allegedly whistled at a white woman back in 1955. Not 1855, 1955. Well, I just found out this weekend that when they retrieved his body from the Tallahatchie River, because they had a tip he was there, as they were dragging the river for his body, they found 7 other black boy bodies in that river. Yeah, see, lynchings, for various reasons like death, were vastly underreported. In fact, I think that lynchings in America were underreported similar to the way domestic violence is underreported. Yeah, because the white people that were terrorizing black people and still to this day terrorize black people were domestic terrorists. And domestic terrorists have a thing going for them. It's called terror. That's why they do it. So there wasn't a lot of reporting to law enforcement that you've been terrorized by white people if the white people are the police. Yeah, in some instances, they're one and the same. But that doesn't matter to Patrick BetDavid. And hell, I'm not even going to hinge all of my argument on lynchings or slavery or Jim Crow or mass incarceration. Even though I will make one more point about lynchings and state violence and domestic terrorism. That is this. And this is me being charitable. 1 out of 10 women say they've experienced domestic violence. We know that number is grossly underreported. I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm going to say at least during up to the 1960s, 1 out of 10 black people in the South could report domestic terrorism, assault by white people. If not physical, damn sure was intimidated. I know you don't care, Pat, because your dad worked at a 99-cent store. Did he end up owning the store? And then accusing us of stealing every time we went in it? Scratch that last question. Of course he did. Look, I don't know your story, man, and that's part of the problem. I ain't talking about your story. I'm talking about the story of a people. See, that's what I get. That's the problem I have with people like you. And this is real talk. And it ain't Middle Easterns. This could be anybody. There's black people like this, white people like this, people all over the spectrum. You think because you did something, everybody else could do it. Yeah, just because I did it, everyone can do what I did. I used to think dumb shit like that too. Because I was successful at something that everyone else had just the same amount of opportunity and access as I did. Which is bullshit. Everybody has a different point of view. Everybody has a different story. But black people in particular come from a disadvantaged situation. The majority of black people being in a condition of lack of wealth. This was institutional. It's not an accident that black people could not own property, Patrick BetDavid. It was written into the deeds of the homes that were built. If you sell to black person, we will take this house back. So it's institutional racism in America. Everyone knows this. But that would be inconvenient to your narrative to get dummies to buy into this, anybody can do it. You know, when I compare your pie in the sky, romance novels, to like getting in shape, getting a six-pack. Yeah, everybody can get a six-pack. You know, everybody. I mean, if they got the genes for it, if they don't have a pre-existing condition like being fat or obese or fucked up metabolism or any other type of condition that may limit their ability to get a six-pack. But that's exactly what you're selling. You're selling a fitness routine for the brain. As if all you got to do is think positive thoughts and everything else will fall in line. Don't get me wrong, man. I got no problem with people being the best they can be. I want everyone to be the best they can be. But for some people, they've been artificially kept back. Not just them. The entire community. Not just the community, the entire group of people have been systematically kept back, terrorized in their own country for centuries. That is not a victim mentality. That is a reality. Do people overcome it? Yes, of course. Some people overcome that. To what extent, though? To what extent do they overcome it? What did Chris Rock say? I do all this shit to become a success. I do shows, I do HBO, I do stand-up, I do movies. And you know who I live next to? A white dentist. He's not the best white dentist in the world. He ain't done Madison Square Garden in dentistry. He's just a dentist. He's just a dentist who probably has a father who was a dentist and whose father's father was a dentist. Get where I'm coming from, Pat? Success breeds success. Starting points matter in America. And America made sure of, they were intentional that the majority of black people's starting points sucked. Should black people not try? Of course they should try. No one's saying black people shouldn't try. But what you shouldn't try to do is sell a try-hard narrative that makes black people have harder lives. And this is what I mean, Pat. I think mental health is important. Mental health is important, man. I want black people to know, and I want all people to know, that the system is fucked up. If you push yourself so hard thinking that everyone could be like Anthony Robbins or Gary Vee or even you, without looking at the context of what's going on, you may end up being very unhappy with your life and take it out on your kids and your wife and yourself. That's not just black people. That's white people too. That's all people. LeBron is a great basketball player, but not everybody's going to be LeBron. And it doesn't mean everybody didn't take a lot of shots. I mean, that was until I was like in my late 30s that I really know how gifted some people are physically. Yeah. Brother thought he was, the man. But when I was in my mid-30s, I was at a football tryout there. I saw a guy jump from a standing position over my head. I said, damn. Now, he didn't do some move, that required training. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I used to watch Mike Tyson, of course, Mike Tyson is a talented boxer. I thought he learned to box. But there are some people who have innate skills to do shit That's amazing. That's LeBron James. The man is phenomenal. He has a leg up. They don't make LeBron Jameses and Michael Jordans and Kobe Bryants and Simone Biles every day, Serena Williams every day. These people are amazing. But that doesn't mean other people that you never heard of didn't train. Doesn't mean they didn't try. Doesn't mean they didn't practice. Doesn't mean they didn't dream. It doesn't mean they didn't work. And let's put a finer point on this, man. Black people work their asses off. I don't like you shitting on black people like black people just need to work harder. Black women are more entrepreneurial than white men. Black women start more businesses than white guys. They're just underfinanced. Why are they underfinanced, Pat? They can't get fucking loans. Why can't they get loans, Pat? They black, Pat. I know you don't care, Pat. And you want to say, kumbaya, and everybody just try harder, everybody just do more. See, my job is to break the system down. Dismantle this shit system. Expose it for what it is. What I don't like and what's contrary to that, what works against me, are people like you telling impressionable young people, it ain't the system, it's you. The system's fine. Look at my ass. Yeah, what have you done, Pat? Back to my other point. What the fuck have you done? I bet if I went through your system or went through your history, I find that you fucked a lot of people over, particularly black people. You probably underpaid them, robbed them of their intellectual property, or some other cornball shit. Because in America, to succeed, to get rich like you, Pat, you gotta fuck some people over. You probably charge people more than you should charge them, or your fucking properties, or some other shady business deal. Don't make me make you a project. Because I can. I got time. I'm just hypothesizing. I'm not slandering you. I don't know if that's the case. What I'm saying is, I know for a fact, in order for people to succeed to the level that you have succeeded, it will require fucking over of black people and of poor people. I could be more successful if I fucked over black people. Right now. You don't think I would be more successful if I was a Trumper or a Biden supporter? I'd be more successful. And that's another thing. You assume just because I thought you were full of shit that I was some socialist. I'm not a socialist, man. I believe people should be able to earn a living, and however you choose to do that, that's up to you. Hey, I'm not a person that thinks everyone's wrong to have a business. I have a business. That's stupid. That would be hypocritical. But what I don't appreciate is people lying to the general public and then having the audacity to throw black people under the bus to make your shitty point. Discrimination is a real thing in America, whether you're black or white, whether you're black or Iranian or Middle Eastern or a woman or gay. I understand that. But for us, it wasn't just random discrimination. It was institutional. It was the rule. Segregation was the rule. Those kids getting spit on going to school, that was not a one-off, Pat. My mom sitting at the back of the bus, that was not a one-off, Pat. Those dogs being sicked on my dad wasn't a one-off. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, Florida, Charleston, South Carolina. These were not one-off experiences. Hundreds of incidents. Deliberate actions. In most cases, no one did a day in jail. Now, maybe you could come up with the same correlation for Iranians or Middle Easterns. Prove it. In America. I want to see the data, Johnson. Show me the data of how much struggle was. Oh, you're going to tell me your dad worked at the dollar store. Would your dad had hire my son to work at his dollar store? Huh? Or do you think like you? Black people got a bad mentality. Wonder where that came from, Pat. So look, man, my invitation's open. Come get your ass handed to you. Come on the Tim Black Show and talk your shit. Hey, man, I'm not politically correct. I say how I feel. What you will have is an honest conversation. I will present numbers. You will present anecdotal evidence based on you doing well. And don't come on and think you're going to argue Marxism. Man, I don't know all that shit, but I know blackism. Yeah, I know being black in America. And I know the 2% rule. And I know that we are 14% of the population, only 2% of the wealth. And that shit didn't happen because a bunch of people woke up one day and said, hey, man, trying's too hard. I'd rather not. For 400 years. We built this country without our permission for free. Remember that, Pat, as you enjoy it. All right? All right, Johnson. My invitation stands. I don't expect you to take it up. I don't expect you to be a man about your shit. I expect you to talk shit, throw rocks, hide your hand, act like you didn't bring up black people got a mentality. Who the fuck are you, dude? You know what? You got a mentality, too. A racist white man's mentality. Remember what I said about fucking over black people? You're really on your way, Johnson. Good job. I'm going to put this video out. We'll see how it does. Consider it your reparations.